Mid-South Production presents Power Pro Wrestling.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Power Pro Wrestling. I'm John Forrester, your host for this evening, and alongside of me right now, the president of Power Pro Wrestling, Mr. Edward Faulk. Edward, it's great to be here.
It's great to be here also, John, and what a great card we got tonight, and a packed house here in Iberia, Louisiana.
It is fantastic, and what a card we have got for the wrestling fans. General Skandor Akbar and Devastation Incorporated right here in Louisiana, and some tremendous matches for all of the wrestling fans tonight.
That's right. We got the Junkyard Dog, Rock Wallace here, General Skandor Akbar, like you said. And you know, every time General Skandor Akbar is in the house, something's going to happen. And Sam Houston's on the card tonight also.
And that is just absolutely fantastic for the wrestling fans. We are really glad to be here. Got something sitting in front of us, Edward. Why don't you tell folks about that?
Well, we got the World Heavyweight Championship belt, and we're going to have a tournament for it coming up soon here on Power Pro Wrestling.
And we'll be talking about that later. Right now, let's go wrestling, Edward. Let's go to the ring, and our ring announcer, Steve Savage.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first event of the evening, one fall with a 10-minute time limit. First of all, 245 pounds from Paris, Arkansas, here is Wild Bill Ash. £238 cut off Louisiana. Let's hear it for Amos Moses.
I don't want to hear anything about the Cajuns, your Yankee Doodle Dandy. I'm Akbar. I'm Devastation Incorporated. What's this about these rumors I've been hearing about some problems with Samu and Akbar?
Well, all I know is that I have heard the rumors themselves. First time I've had to talk to you, General, since I heard about that. And I gotta figure this out. What's going on?
Let me rest your mind. There's no problems with Samu and Akbar, because I control Devastation, and he knows that. He lives great. I pay this man great.
Nice move by Ash there. But, you know, did he or did he not grab a handful of that hair, General?
No way. Bill Ash is a great wrestler. Bill Ash is a good wrestler.
Let's go back to the situation with Samu. What I heard was, you know, that
why
maybe...
are you dwelling upon this?
You brought it up, General.
I just told you there's no problems with Samu and
all right.
Akbar.
Okay.
There's no problems at all.
No problems with
case
Samu.
is closed. Case is closed.
You're the General, General.
That's right. I am the General. Well, he does know a headlock. I'll give Amos Moses that.
Well, he was
does
able
know
to
a headlock.
work in that headlock.
Working a headlock, yes, that's exactly right. You know, professional wrestling is something. When you grasp the opportunity, you've got to be quick. You've got to have the situation at hand.
Well,
if you've got the headlock, you've got to keep working that neck.
Well, and while we're talking, here's Moses going for the pin. He doesn't get there. And there's one of those moves you were talking about, a veteran move. He needed some breathing room.
That's a veteran room, Fred. That's Bill Ash. He's been around the pike. Bill Ash has been around the pike.
You've seen a lot of wrestlers, General Akbar. Take a look at the young man Moses in the ring. Has he got a future? Where's he going?
He'd have a future if he's with Devastation Incorporated, but as he stands now, he's not going to get out of South Louisiana.
Well, right now he's having a hard time getting out of trouble with Bill Ash.
That's what I'm saying. You can't even get out of the squared circle with Bill Ash.
You know, one of the things that Devastation Incorporated, you've been known for over the years is champions, and more champions. There's a belt right here. Tournament coming up. Is this something that is in your plans for the future?
Of course. Mid-South Pro Wrestling, Power Pro Wrestling. Let's get it right.
All right,
Power Pro Wrestling.
Yes, sir.
All right. All the gold that Power Pro Wrestling has to offer, that's what Akbar goes after. Each individual in Devastation Incorporated will wear gold because Akbar knows exactly the way it is. I know exactly because I'm molded champions. And everybody in this area has followed Akbar for a number of years, and they know when I tell you something, they can all go to the bank on it.
So you think it's just a matter of time is what you're telling me then, General, until this belt is around one of the members of Devastation Incorporated. Am I hearing you correctly?
Yes, sir, you are hearing me correctly. A lot of people hate to see Akbar around these areas because, you know, when the appearance comes, when Akbar appears, everybody knows that I'm going to confiscate all the gold, all my wrestlers. They're going to be there.
I tell you what, it's going to be an interesting tournament. It really is. And I think it's good for wrestling here in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Now, you may not like
now
being
that's
here.
Bill
but we
Ash.
like
Now, what happened to Amos Moses? Huh?
I ran into
He
a
thinks
knee.
he's back. Where is he? Said, what is it? Cut Off? Where's he from? Cut Off, Louisiana?
That's right.
I heard that. Where is Cut Off, Louisiana?
I'd have to give you a geography lesson, and I'd have to get out my map.
Thanks. I don't want any geography lesson of the state of Louisiana or the United States right now.
Ash working on
That's
Moses.
another one.
Power move right there.
Now, Amos Moses is a glutton for punishment right now because he's really getting worked over by Bill Ash.
But I don't think there's a lot of quitting this young man.
Well, Bill Ash is trying to climb. Of course, Amos Moses, I should say, is trying to climb the rankings here in Power Pro Wrestling. But he's not going to get anywhere like this because he's not vicious enough. He's not taking the incentive. Bill Ash is taking it to Amos Moses. Amos Moses is not taking it to Bill Ash.
That's one way of looking at it. And right now, Bill Ash is having it all his way. Bill Ash is having it all his way. This is interesting, General.
What's the matter with you?
This is interesting. When we first sat down, you told me that everything with Samu is under control.
That's right? Exactly right, and I don't want to hear anything about that.
Well, I have a request from Samu for an interview.
What?
He wants to talk with us here on Power Pro Wrestling.
I do all of his talking. He can't do that.
Well,
I do all of his talking. What are you talking about?
The man wants to talk to me. I'm going to go talk to him.
Well, hold on just a minute. I told you that Samu, I do all of his talking. I do all of his matchmaking. I do it all.
Well, he wants to talk. I want to hear what he has to say.
What do you mean, what? It's not going to happen. I can tell you right now. I'll see to it. He's not going to go out that interview.
All right.
He will not disobey the general.
Well, I tell you what, then I'll be standing out there by myself.
He's going to suffer the consequences. Nobody double crosses the general and gets away with it. Nobody.
I have, I take you for a man of your word, but a man has to talk to me. Now, there's a quick move. Look out here.
He's got his crunch.
He got the 1, 2, 3. He got the Duke. 1, 2, 3 real quick. So a reversal of fortune. Bill Ash having it his own way, but the man walking away with his hand in the air, Amos Moses.
We're waiting here. We had a note from this man during the match said he wanted some time with us. General Akbar says he does Samu's talking. And he said Samu will not come out. Well, one thing is wrong already. Samu, it's good to see you. What do you got to say?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say hello to everybody and all of the fans out there in All Pro Championship Wrestling. And I got another thing to say. You know, you all might be familiar with the Wild Samoans, Alpha and Sika. Well, Alpha is my father, and years ago, Akbar was their manager. during the Mid-South days, and there was a lot of money being made there. But my dad or my uncle never got any of it. So, what I'm here to do is to tell Devastation Incorporated, Akbar, Skandor, they can kiss my royal. Because I am a second-generation wrestler, and you heard of the saying, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, shame on you? Well, I'm gonna be to this company like the Big Apple is to New York. I'm gonna be like the wind is to Chicago. And Akbar, I'm gonna be like my foot's gonna be in your... It's time for the Samoans to step up and take over. And it's not with Akbar or Devastation or a one-man gang. I'm gonna stand on my feet in front of the ring, in front of anybody, open to all challengers. I'm not partial, but Akbar, I want some money from you, even if I gotta take it out of your butt.
Samu, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with more Power Pro Wrestling in just a moment.
Edward Faulk will be going to the ring in just a moment for the introductions, but first I want to talk a little bit more about this beautiful belt that I have right in front of us.
Beautiful belt, and like I said earlier, John, we're going to have a tournament for us, the World Heavyweight Championship belt, and I got to get back to Samu's interview. Did you hear that?
I certainly did, and you know, one of the things that I found interesting, I talked with Akbar during the first match. Akbar said, and his words, I talk for Samu. And that we found that wasn't true at all.
That's right. But Samu didn't need nobody to talk, because he came out himself and talked, you know, said what he had to say. And I remember Alpha Seeker, two big men. Hey, Johnny, ready in the ring? Let's go to the ring.
Let's go up to the ring. We're waiting, of course, on the arrival of Steve Savage, our ring announcer, making their way into the ring right now. The one-man gang and Manu. And, of course, the general is with them, Skandor Akbar, waiting for their opponents, Joey Como.
And guess who? Samu.
Guess who? We're putting it on right now. He just said, it doesn't work for Akbar. I'm going to get you, Akbar, if I got to take it out of your hide, and here he comes.
That's right. There you see him. There he comes to the ring there, John, and I think he means business, believe it or not.
I tell you what, I was standing there doing the interview with Samu, and now he's getting crosswise with Akbar. Of course, half the world gets crosswise with Akbar.
Yeah, and when, after that interview with Samu, you should have heard the dressing room. It blew up right there. Akbar is very, very upset.
Well, I tell you what, I think I'd make that a horse apiece, Edward, because Samu is definitely upset. He had a look in his eye that I don't think is going to go away real quick.
That's right, John, and you see the official trying to get everything together to get him in the ring,
This is one of those occasions where I'm glad I'm down here sitting behind this table and Billy Vick is up in the ring. I don't think that I'd like to be in that black and white right now.
I've done that for years, John, and I tell you what, it's not an easy job, and I'm kind of glad I'm out of that ring.
Well, I tell you what, it's a whole lot more comfortable, a whole lot safer where I am, although when you sit next to Akbar announcing a match and he's got that swagger stick with him, it's not, you're not real sure what's going on.
That's right, and ring officials trying to get the match started there, and I don't know what's going to happen. Akbar is very upset, and you see the one-man game there, and referee's trying. It's a tag team match, one man on each side, and it seems like they all want to go together. And there they go.
They're going to wait on the bell. Here we go.
And there he goes.
You want action? Power Pro Wrestling is the place to find it.
That's right. And it's just a beautiful.
Listen to the fans get into it, firing it up from the very, very beginning.
And Samu and Joey Como cleared the ring.
If you're looking for a local angle, of course, Joey Como is a pro wrestler from Lafayette, Louisiana.
That's right.
Tremendous ties to the community.
Great guy, and I've been knowing Joey for years, and he's a hard-working guy, and he ain't gonna back up for nobody.
Not a whole lot of, Akbar, tried to use the term and didn't know how to use it. There's not any crawfish in Joey Como.
That's right. And you see here in your Iberia, they holler USA, and I don't think Skandor Akbar likes that. Pack house here in your Iberia.
Well, I tell you what, they still got two formidable opponents in there. The one-man gang, the name kind of says it all. Akbar calls him the 747. I don't know that I've ever seen a 747 that was that fat. Maybe it's from eating all the dinners on the 747. But he is a big man. He is a full load.
That's a big guy, John, and I tell you what, I've seen gangs from, years back. I refereed this match many times, and I tell you the truth, I got out of his way because I wasn't a brave man for that.
He gets my side of the street. I don't mind telling you, he is too big for me to deal with.
I see the referee got the match going on, and what a big guy here. What is his name? Manu?
Two big guys.
That's
and
right.
Manu's got a look in his eye that I don't want to mess with. I think the man, the elevator may stop at the 4th floor or something like that.
I think you're right, John. And I wouldn't want to be the man, I wouldn't want to be Joey Como's shoes.
Let me ask you something. Edward, you've been in the ring with these guys, and you've been in the ring, as a referee and everything like that. When you have somebody like Akbar at ringside, you can keep your eyes on the two. Does he occupy a part of your mind when you're in there?
That's right, John. When you got Akbar in the ring, it's not 4 men you got to worry about. You got to worry about the 5th man. And that's Skandor Akbar, and it does, it really, he gets you worried, and it's just like you got to keep your mind on him, you got to keep your mind on the ring, the guys are on the ring, and you see,
Manu working on Joey Como, working on an arm right now.
That's right. Referee asks Joey Como if he wants to give it up. We want to remind everyone, any of the non-profit organizations that want to raise money for their non-profit organizations, John, they're welcome to call the office, the Power Pro Wrestling office, at area code 318-234-5219. You see Joey Como move out the way there.
Sometimes it's not the big that gets it done, it's the quick.
That's right. Great wrestler, and there's a tag with one-man gang. And you see right there, John, for yourself that they're working on it. The official moves them back out.
Look out now. Samu's wanting to get in there and help Joey, but when he does this, Ed, the simple fact is he's not doing his partner any good.
That's right. Double teaming again, and that's Akbar. You always got to worry about it. Skandor Akbar always got it. Got something planned for it.
say what you want to about Skandor Akbar, call him infamous, call him whatever you want to. His wrestlers come ready to wrestle.
That's right.
And he's going to take advantage of everything that the rules allow and normally make up something along the way.
Amen on that. And there you see General Skandor Akbar, vicious old man, I'll tell you what.
You tell him that. I'm not going to tell him that when he's got that club in his hand.
I wouldn't tell him that either. And you see referee, you see what General Skandor Akbar did right there. That's what I was telling you earlier. Referee could not see everything, and General Skandor Akbar's always got it planned.
You know, he's been around, and like I say, you don't have to like the guy. I don't like anybody that puts down my part of the country. But I got to give Skandor Akbar one thing. He finds a way to win. If the name of the game is win, he gets it done.
That's right. Referee's telling Samu, get out in the ring because you've got to get a tag.
And he's looking back over his shoulder, and nobody knows what went on.
That's right.
We're all looking at the referee. We're all looking at Samu.
I tell you what, the referee, the official, he's got a hard job. He's got a full hand in this match, and again, I feel sorry for him.
You know, you were saying something earlier, Edward. Wrestling is about one of the hot tickets. And anybody out there who has a non-profit organization, a school class, or whatever it is, wanting to raise a little bit of money, give Power Pro Wrestling Office a call. And we'll show you how you can bring this excitement to your community and benefit at the same time.
Beautiful.
What a move by Joey Como.
That's right. Wow, beautiful clothesline by Joey Como. A tag with Samu, and here comes Samu in the ring. Samu's going to work on both one-man gang and Manu.
Well, they made a mistake. They let Samu get rested over there in the corner while they were trying to work on Joey. Now, taking a look, he wants to go. That'll wake you up. I got a funny feeling anybody that's on Akbar's payroll is going to be pretty fair game for Samu.
That's right.
For quite a while.
That's right, John. And, hey, don't leave us because we got more action coming. Junkyard Dog's on the card. Sam Houston is on the card. And then great wrestler. Comes from a great family. Father, Grizzly Smith, his dad, and the brother of Jake the Snake Robin also.
Lots of fantastic action coming up here on Power Pro Wrestling tonight. We want to invite you to enjoy what you're seeing. Stay with us because there is definitely more to come. Now they got Samu in a little bit of trouble, Edward, and now they're going to do a little double team action on him.
Double clothesline by one-man gang and Manu to Samu. You see Joey Como trying to come in to help him, but like the officials telling him.
I tell you what, you got to watch it with these two names, Samu and Manu.
That's right, double teaming again with the Devastation Incorporated people, and you see Skandor Akbar sticking his nose in again. Referee's trying to do his best.
He's got to take care of one of it. And it looks the other way. And I'll tell you what we're watching right now is how feuds get built, Eddie.
That's right, John, and I tell you what, you see a referee's trying to ask Samu if he wants to give it up, but believe me or not, Samu ain't gonna give it up that easy.
Oh.
He comes from a great wrestling family, like you said earlier, the Samoans, Alpha and Seeker, two great guys, and they were, he comes from a good blood.
And they say, the blood will tell. The apple doesn't fall very far from the tree.
That's right.
If I remember my history correctly, the Samoans, many times they had belts like we have in front of us around their waists as the tag team champions.
That's right.
So he knows what it takes to win.
That's right. And you see General Skandor Akbar attracting the referee and double teaming on Samu again. One-man
We could see it on the monitor, but Billy Vick couldn't see it. The tag, in fact, was made, but Billy Vick didn't see it. He can't allow it.
That's right. Samu's taking a lot of punishment there, but I tell you what, John, he ain't gonna give it up that easy. Whoa!
Manu tries a headbutt. Let's see if he'll try that action again.
Oh, no way.
Well, let's see. He went into the kitchen twice. He's going to try it a third time, and Samu isn't moving. Now he turns around and brings Manu to his knees.
Did you see that lower cut there? But referee did not see it. Again, John, you cannot go by what the wrestling fan said. You got to see it for your own eyes.
And the fans, of course, you know, they can see a lot of things, but they're sitting in their chair. They're not in that squared circle like Billy Vick is right now. And once again, while the referee is occupied, here's the gang, and he's dealing punishment to Samu.
And he is not the legal man in, but you see how they work, John. It's always double teaming, and again, Akbar's got his tricks to it.
Okay, Manu looks like he wants to go up. Trying to get some leverage off that middle rope.
A move by Samu. That's a good job he did there. He moved out.
It was instinct or desperation, but it sure took the steam out of Manu for a minute.
And a tag, Samu made a tag to Joey Como, and Joey Como's coming in fired up.
Once again, he's the rested man, and he bounces him into one of those big elbows. Coming off the ropes. A little bit of a clothesline with some velocity. He's going to go for it, but he didn't have him softened up near enough. You know, Manu's a big man. You're not going to bang him a couple of times and get a pin off of him. Uh-oh.
There you see it. You see it for yourself.
You gotta be aware of what you're doing. Not a gang. And here comes Manu, and this time he'll crunch the back. And if nothing else, that's going to take all the air out of your balloon.
See outside, Sam. He's out of getting with General Skandor Akbar and tracking the referee.
Akbar has help ever at hand. And in the ring, while everybody's watching at ringside, the gang puts Joey Como on his back for a 1, 2, 3.
That's right.
So, you know, regardless of what was going on at ringside, it's what's in the ring that counts.
That's right, and you see the one-man gang, Devastation Incorporated, got it again, John.
They certainly did. Tell you what, we had a chance to talk with Skandor Akbar earlier, but he has a message he's wanting to get across. Let's go right now to General Skandor Akbar.
Ladies and gentlemen, the infamous General Skandor Akbar.
And General Akbar needs no introduction. And this is the new era, Mid-South Power Pro Wrestling. I want you to get that and get it good. It's Mid-South Power Pro Wrestling. Well, you know, Akbar's had all the great stars. You look around the world, you look around the universe, and everybody associated with the great General Akbar has risen to the top, just like the cream always rises to the top. Well, people, it's no exception now. I'm here in this area, and you people can remember General Akbar. You know, every place I go, can that be Akbar? Can that be Akbar that ruled Mid-South and ruled the world? Yes, it is me. You see, the likes of Bill Watts, Ted DiBiase, Grizzly Smith, they're all gone, but Akbar is still here and as powerful as ever. So I get cards, letters, telegrams from all across the world saying, do for me what you do for the one-man gang Manu, the California stud Rod Price. But you have to cut the mustard. Like you Americans always say, you gotta cut the mustard. So if you got what it takes, here's the squared circle, people. You climb in, and if you can write in English, I want you to sign your name on that dotted line. Because, people, when you step in with devastation, you gotta prepare to pay the consequences. Akbar is here, he's alive, he's well, and he will rule Mid-South Power Pro Wrestling.
It's wrestling time. Let's go to the ring, and our ring announcer, Steve Savage. Bill, we got the Rottweiler and the JYD coming up in this one.
Well, I don't know a lot about Rottweiler, but I know a lot about Junkyard Dog. First time I ever saw Junkyard Dog was across the Municipal Auditorium 19 years ago in New Orleans, Louisiana. And that's a formidable sight when you look across there and see a man that big and that capable.
And he, you know, a fan favorite here, of course. He's got wrestling roots here in Louisiana.
A lot of roots. The man's been down here in this area for about 14 years that he's lived. And this is his adopted home. He's as much South Louisiana as anybody that was born here, I guarantee you.
Well, I tell you what, I think we got an interesting match now.
320 pounds from Atlanta, Georgia.
Ask you about what's sitting right here. Does this put a gleam in your eye? We got a brand new championship belt coming up.
If that doesn't put a gleam in your eye, you've got no business getting in that ring because you're already defeated. You've got no goals. You've got no inspiration. Get out, Jack, if you don't want that.
And that's coming up. There's going to be a tournament here at Power Pro Wrestling for the heavyweight championship belt. It doesn't belong to anybody right now. Skandor Akbar tried to claim it, but one of his guys has got to get in the squared circle and win it.
I'm making one prediction on this. You're going to see some of the finest wrestling talent in the world today get in that ring trying to get this belt.
I tell you what, and we're looking forward to that.
Yes.
The Rottweiler and the JYD in action, the Junkyard Dog.
He is a living legend for sure. One of the biggest names worldwide. This
and one of the biggest right hands that you just saw.
Whoa, until you've ever been on the receiving end, you don't really understand all of that.
And I promise you that I'll take your word for it, Bill. I will take your word for it.
I guarantee you, Rottweilers haven't not set first thoughts, second thoughts, but third, fourth, fifth, and sixth about signing that contract.
Mama, can I have my pink socks?
Yes, but it's too late, Jack. You're in the ring. You best do your best to get out. And good luck. That's all I can say on that one.
JYD and the Rottweiler in the ring. You're in tune. If you just joined us, this is Power Pro Wrestling. John Forrester, my guest buddy right now, Wild Bill Ash, who had a match earlier tonight. We're glad you're along with us for all the action. The Junkyard Dog in action.
He just switched from a straight arm bar into what you call a hammerlock. He reversed it to a hammerlock. Rottweiler shows a few basic skills. That's a reversal. Here comes another reversal into a hammerlock. Now he's going to the ropes to break it.
Bill, tell me something from a ring veteran. You've got a big man, big strong man, a tall strong man in the Junkyard Dog against the Rottweiler. He's a big man. You know, he's a heavy man. You know, let's take the Rottweiler. If he's going to mix it up with the JYD, what's he going to have to do?
First thing he's going to have to do is not to try to attack Dog's strength, which is his size and strength. He's got to try to outmove him, try to get Dog off his feet down on the ground, because when you're off your feet, you can't utilize your strength. He's not doing a very good job of it. Dog's got this totally under control at this point.
Well, you know, I saw one thing, and the JYD will tell you, you want to hurt me, don't hit me in the head. And the Rottweiler, you know, all he did was bust his knuckles on that on the top of the head of the Junkyard Dog.
Very stupid move, in my book.
Yes.
And you can see where to get him, down on all fours, which is not where you want to be in this case. You want to get your opponent on all floors or on the mat. And looks like he's setting up for a Russian leg sweep. That should be all she wrote.
1, 2, 3, that's it, the Junkyard Dog.
I told you this
here on Power Pro Wrestling, picks it up, and he made it look easy.
Well, as big and capable as he is, it is that easy for him. It's going to have a higher level of caliber competition to bring out more of the Dog, because Dog's one of the best there is, one of the best there ever will be, I believe.
We've got more to come on Power Pro Wrestling. Sam Houston is going to be wrestling for us in just a few minutes. And we had a chance to talk with Sam Houston a little bit earlier today. Let's go to that interview.
Sam, an exciting card on Power Pro Wrestling, and it's good to have Sam Houston be a part of it.
Thank you very much. It is a pleasure for me to be here for Power Pro Wrestling. Let me tell you something, folks. I have been around Louisiana all of my life. My father, Grizzly Smith, my brother, Jake the Snake Roberts, my sister, Rockin' Robin, myself. We have lived, we have made Louisiana, Texas. We have made this area our home. Mid-South Wrestling, Power Pro Wrestling, we have made this our home. We came here back in the early 60s, late 60s, and we made a mark. My father first. And if we will have to walk behind and follow his footsteps, we will. But I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. My father has got one of the best reputations in the sport of professional wrestling, and it's up to me, it's up to my brother, it's up to my sister to carry along and to try to instill our beliefs into everybody else and all the little kids that come up and look up to us. I'm going to tell you something. Devastation, Rugged Rod Price, you are looking at me today. Well, Rod Price, anytime I can get my hands on you, I want to. Any member of Devastation, I want to. Skandor Akbar, I've hated your guts since I was a little bitty kid. One-man gang, you associate yourself with Skandor Akbar. I'm going to tell you something. Devastation, you can all, well, you know what you can, they know what they can do. My tag team partner, Charlie Thunderblood Norris, who is no stranger to anybody else in professional wrestling, and I will do our best to topple Devastation. I'm going to tell you something, Akbar, you're going down.
Sam Houston on Power Pro Wrestling. We'll be back with more action from Power Pro right after this.
Power Pro Wrestling welcomes you back. Let's go up to the ring for the introductions for our next match, our main event.
281 pounds, Hollywood, California, Rod Price.
You hardly ever saw Granddaddy down here. They only come a town about twice a year.
The California stud,
500-pound East copper line.
Samu, joining me this time, and it's good to have the opportunity, Samu, to sit and talk with you for a couple of minutes. Coming out at ringside, Sam Houston, and we got a dandy in the ring right now.
Oh, yeah, that's right there. You got
His opponent, 230 pounds.
Everybody knows it.
Bear Creek, Texas, Sam
He's a great athlete,
Houston.
known throughout the world. Him and I started wrestling about the same time. And
it is, you know, you just had a tough match with the one-man gang and Manu. How's Joey Como?
Joey's going to be all right. You know, he's got a lot of heart. He's a tough kid. You know, having opponents like One Man Gang and Manu, you know, it took a lot of guts for him to even, you know, offer to be my partner, and I'd like to give another special thank you.
And, you know, we got an opportunity here, Samu, as the guys are getting ready to go after it, and during this match, when you have a lull in the action, I want you to go into a little bit more what went on between you and Skandor Akbar. I think it's important that the fans understand that.
Yeah, well, you know, I think the fans are the ones that really do know how sneaky and conniving as Akbar is. You know, he's been around wrestling forever, and so is my family, you know, and he used to manage my father and uncle, and he guided them through some great title matches, so the man does have a brain. But when it comes to, you know, what was rightfully theirs, he kept all the money, and you know, that's not right.
Well, right now, Sam Houston has got Akbar at ringside to deal with because he also manages the California stud, Ron Price. And like I was talking with Edward Faulk, the president of Power Pro earlier, like Akbar, don't like Akbar, you better be aware of it.
Well, you know, you don't get to be old being no fool. And Akbar, he's got many tricks up his... Here he comes. You better just keep your mind on the match there. You better hope I spare you. You see what I mean? He's a master at keeping people's minds off of everything.
And off of what they're doing. And, you know, he said it, and one of the things that I think, he sat right in the chair you're sitting in, and the words he used were, I talk for Samu.
No, he did talk for me at one time, but, you know, I stayed with him for a short time, and I still never got no checks in the mail from that man. You know, I'm really upset with him, and he's going to get his due.
Well, right now in the ring, it's Sam Houston and Ron Price, and this is like just the kind of the feeling out process. They're trying to see who brought what into the ring tonight, who brought the good stuff.
Yeah, they're still showing a lot of respect for each other. They're trying to feel out their soft spots. It's a big kid here, a big stud. He's a powerful guy, but you got to watch Sam. Now, he's a little wiry, quick. He's quick with a gun.
One of the things I want to know, Rod Price was making the sign to the referee like he pulled my hair. The California stud doesn't have much hair to pull.
Well, he's trying to psych somebody out, probably himself. He's probably getting those butterflies inside. He's starting to wonder about him. About himself, that is. Big guy.
You know, you know about Sam Houston's wrestling background. He's like you. He comes from a wrestling family. You know, other than the fact that the hours in the gym show in the physique of the California stud, he is a big man. Right. You know, I don't know all that much about his background, but I do know that Akbar doesn't take. You know, he doesn't take wimps.
No, he sure doesn't. But old Sam Houston, he's got more ring time than California stud got shower time there. You know what I mean?
I'll guarantee you that. And once Sam Houston, as well as any wrestler I know of today, when he gets it fired up, you better get back into it in a hurry, or it's lights out.
Oh yeah, he's ready to rock and roll with the best of them. I'd like to get in maybe a couple six-man tags. Him and Charlie Norris are a great tag team. Me has always been a tag team wrestler myself, so I know what a good tag team can do, and I really admire his work. And you know, he's a tough guy in the sport we have today.
Is that a possibility in your future? You know, it appears that things are done with you and Akbar. What's going to happen with Samu?
Well, you know, I've been on the wrong side of the tracks for so long, and all these people are great people. They're standing behind me, and you just can't turn your back on that. And I'd rather go out and work hard and bust my button for these people and to help out, you know, guys that want to be helped out, and not like Akbar. He's there to take advantage, take money, and, you know, Akbar's for Akbar.
Well, and I'm going to point to something that we have sitting right in front of us. It says Power Pro Heavyweight Championship of the World. Is this something that might be in Samu's future, something you're interested in?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Being in Power Pro now, you have all of the top contenders throughout the wrestling sport today, and we're all coming in. There's a lot of top-notch talent here in Power Pro, and I'm looking forward to coming against this belt, and if somebody does get it before I do, I hope they'll give me a title shot at it.
Well, I tell you what, it's going to be interesting. While we were talking, Price distracted the referee, and that was the only opening that Akbar needed.
Well, you know, Price,
he doesn't need much.
Yeah, but there's Price now taking them shortcuts where he's not going to learn like that. There you go, there you go. Now that's wrestling there. See, that's when you got to dig down deep and come back on the bigger guy.
Houston just trying to fight for breathing room. He took a pretty good lick with that swagger stick in the midsection. That'll take the air out of your tires in a hurry. He's looking for just enough breath to get it up under him. Boy, what an elbow.
That's a big guy.
Right up on the chin. 1, 2, but Houston kicks out of it. That's just 1, 2. That's ring instinct.
That's exactly
that got him out of that jackpot.
You got that right. Now you got to watch that Akbar there. He's going to see. Yeah. Good job.
Once again to the floor, over the top rope.
Yeah, Price.
If Billy Vick sees it, he's going to ring the bell. He's going to disqualify him. He didn't see it.
No, that's a conniving Akbar.
Because Akbar's got him, and the result is that Houston takes the 10-foot fall to the concrete.
Yep, I hope he can get back up. Come on, Sam, get back in there, buddy.
Well, Price is there to greet him, but Houston has got some other thinking to do.
Beautiful.
Look out here. He rolls into the ring on
him. He's going to pay
it.
a price now. He's going to pay a price. Get him.
Sam Houston and the California Stud going at it.
Yeah, he's catching his wind now. He's coming back up. This is a strong guy, this Price. He's phenomenally big.
Takes some working on. He's looking for a break. Back out ahead with that big bicep.
Oh, that might be the nail in the coffin there, too. Oh, whoa. There we go.
Now he's saying, let's get the count done. Billy Vick says, I got you 2, maybe 2.5. But now he's going to go up top and work on a chin lock.
Yeah, he's cutting off the blood to the brain. It's going to tire you out. It's kind of hard to catch your breath once they wrap them jugular veins up in them biceps like that. Your brain can't get enough blood as it needs, you know.
And Price, big gun biceps to get the job done.
Yeah, but Sam Houston, he's a top-notch. You know, like I said, he's been a tag team wrestler, but he can hang and bang with the toughest of them by him in single competition. You know, heck, if they have a tournament for this belt, I wouldn't be surprised if we meet each other on the line somewhere, but we'll have to worry about that when the time comes. Right now, I'm pulling for him.
Trying to get it back together. On the mat, Ron Price, the California Stud, in charge. Power Pro Wrestling and bringing you all the excitement. All the excitement. You know, I was talking, and I'm really excited about the opportunity Power Pro is also bringing the schools and the nonprofit groups in the area to sponsor Power Pro Wrestling and to benefit their organization and bring excitement to their community. I think that's a fantastic thing.
Oh, you know, you're right again. It's excellent what Power Pro is doing. They're bringing the wrestling back to the fans. They're coming back to the town where they can be on a one-on-one basis with you, where you can meet people, get your autographs, get your pictures, you know, where you're just one-on-one with your fans. It just means so much to you, and that's great. Power Pro's doing a great job.
Sam Houston trying to pump it up and get back into it.
There we go.
Slowed Price down with a mule kick, and now he's playing him a little chin music.
He's got them jabs there. That's it.
And there's the top of that cranium right into the canvas.
He might have banged his head there. Oh, he's got it.
Not real sure that they both didn't pay a price. Billy Vick is counting on both of them.
He's got him. Come on, Sam, get him. There it is. There it is. Oh.
There's the bell. I think we've got a time limit draw.
Oh, Houston had him. He sure had him.
Should have had him. Now they're going to go on. But I tell you what, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with Power Pro Wrestling right after this. Welcome back to Power Pro Wrestling. John Forrester with you. It's been good to have you along with us tonight, and what excitement we had. We want to invite you to join us next time on Power Pro Wrestling for more of the same, and watch for your opportunity in your local area to see Power Pro Wrestling live and in person. And if your civic organization, club, whatever, nonprofit group wants to be involved in the excitement of professional wrestling, Power Pro wants to help you raise money. Just give us a call at the number you see on your screen right now. Mid-South Productions Power Pro Wrestling, and we can make it happen for your organization. That's going to do it for us for this edition of Power Pro Wrestling. For all the guys here at Power Pro, John Forrester wishing you good evening.
This has been a Mid-South production of Power Pro Wrestling. Mid-South Production presents Power Pro Wrestling.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Power Pro Wrestling. I'm John Forrest, your host for Power Pro Wrestling. We're going to get right to it. Last week, trouble between General Skandor Akbar and Samu. General, what's going on?
Well, I can tell you right now, Samu, you're going to pay dearly, because I'm the general, and nobody double-crosses a general and walks up. Talk about it. Understand? Because, Manu, your time is coming, boy. Your time is coming, Samu. Your time is coming.
And more is coming. It's Power Pro Wrestling. Our first match is on the way to the ring. Let's go to our ring announcer.
This next match is for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Making his way to the ring, weighing in at 227 pounds, from parts unknown, Purple Hayes. Weighing in at 193 pounds from Chicago, Illinois, Brother Love.
The first match on this week's exciting card, Purple Hayes versus Brother Love. And Brother Love working the crowd as only he can. What a card we have got for you tonight. The midgets are with us tonight, and it's good to have you along. Manu and Amos Moses coming up later. And the JYD, the Junkyard Dog, is going to tip it off against the one-man gang. All of that's ahead here on Power Pro as we get things underway with Purple Hayes and Brother Love. I don't know yet who's going to be joining me here at ringside, but we have got fantastic excitement coming your way this evening. Billy Vick, your third man in the ring. Coming soon to Power Pro Wrestling, how about Mark Von Erich? How about the Raging Cajun Bubba Monroe and his tag team partner Dapper Dan? And this one's underway. Brother Love, a couple of arm drags. And Purple Hayes steps into a swarm right from the very beginning. Putting some tension on that arm. Now jerking it out. Now, Hayes reverses it on Brother Love, takes it into an arm bar, then jerks him into a side headlock. Into the ropes they go, and they'll break it up. Couple of speed wrestlers. Not the biggest men in the sport, but they can get it done. A reverse arm drag, and Hayes has had enough. He's heading for the outside. Give me a minute. Give me time out, Mr. Referee. Power Pro Wrestling. Boy, we're glad to have you along with us tonight. John Forrester, the whole gang with you. Lots of great things coming up. A tournament for the Power Pro Heavyweight World Championship belt. More about that later in our program tonight. Trouble in River City, Skandor Akbar and Samu part of the head shrinkers. They split the blanket right here on Power Pro Wrestling last week. And it is just good to have you be a part of it. Joining me at ringside now, one of the favorites, a man who was in action last week on Power Pro, none other than Sam Houston. Sam, welcome to Power Pro.
Hey, wow, it's great to be here at Power Pro Wrestling, and I want to say one thing to all the fans out here. You are the greatest, guys. Man, I was out here last week, and I wrestled Rugged Rod Price, and we went to a 10-minute draw, and I think I